Hey Aries, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a little reading this month. I am moving, so I'm just use some quick readings. I'm going to do a little bit where this first column is you, our second column is our hearts, our desires or relationships. I have this kind of feeling that relationships are important during this time, so that's what I'm being drawn to. Interesting. And then this final column being the potential outcome. So this first column is you. Just finishing. There's two cards here. Okay. Positive thoughts create positive results. So I do feel like you are... Actually, as I say this, I feel like maybe you are sweeping things under the rug. If you feel like it's like I feel as though, Aries, that if you kind of feel like if you just think positively and kind of ignore any negativity around situations in your life, that things will be okay. Now, this card can represent that, but I feel as though this is actually you kind of pretending. It's like you don't want to deal or face it, so you're just gonna see the positives in it and just focus on that and not on the bad. Now, I'm not saying this is good or bad, but it does feel a little bit negatively impactful to me. Like, that's how I'm channeling it. So for some of you, it could be a good thing, but overall, the feeling is like you are sweeping things. This is suppression, so this could potentially be hazardous to you. So be mindful of that. The next card is innocence. Now, this card is saying be kind to yourself and allow yourself to be vulnerable. I feel with this positive thoughts creates positive results card. So it feels as though this is your mindset, right? However, the next card to me is saying that there's a lot of vulnerability to you. And I think because you're feeling vulnerable, your go-to is to protect your vulnerability, to prevent that from being seen. So you are trying to kind of like do that fake it till I make it kind of thing, which I don't agree on. Now, I do this. A lot of people do, but it's not healthy exactly, right? Sometimes the fake it till you make it attitude means that you're gonna just pretend to be something that you're not in the hope that something works out, right? This is the kind of energy I feel like for you. The only thing is, in this situation, I feel as though that prevents you from showing your authentic self. Now, when we go into the heart, I feel like it's going to reveal more about how this is actually impacting you on a values level. So in terms of your relationships in love, and then also again with your values and aspirations. So this second column can be, I feel as though it's relationships and love, but it can also touch again on values. So things that you value and love in your life. Because I feel like this bigger picture is like you're protecting your innocence by, again, not showing the vulnerability side of yourself, and being like, if I act this way, that problem will go away and I will be okay. And I do want to be like, just be careful you're not deluding yourself. Now, I do feel like being positive about situations is a good thing if there's also action behind that. So I feel as though here, this innocence card really does say, be kind to yourself and understand that this is new experiences, is scary, and you can nurture yourself through this. But again, make sure that you are nurturing yourself through this. So when you're being positive, it's because you're going after something you want in the way that you are honoring yourself and people involved, but also honoring who you are and showing that vulnerability. You are surrounded by love. This is soulmate connection. I do feel like you are in love. I am getting, and again, relationship things are really coming through lately, Aries. I feel like you are in love, and this is a soulmate connection. This is the real deal. There's something here making you feel vulnerable. And again, so I feel as though you are putting on a kind of like, if you be positive, things will work out and be okay. I want to be mindful to make sure your actions are resonating with this thought process. The positive thoughts create positive results, but it doesn't if those thoughts don't come into actions and don't come into words. Like I have always said to people that what's in our mind is what we bring out into our reality, and it is true, and that's where it starts. However, sometimes people don't take action on that, and so it just sticks as a thought. So while you are embodying what's inside of you, you know, what is reflecting out, if you're not taking action because you have walls up of protection, because you're scared to be vulnerable, it just could affect your relationships. This is the feeling I'm getting just from your energy. I haven't gone on to the relationship energy yet, so we're getting there. This eternal love says you are surrounded by love. Now, this also can say, in areas where you are feeling vulnerable and scared and fearful, that you'll be surprised by how much love you have around you and acceptance of others. So realize that, again, if you keep this positive thoughts, this is all rainbows and acceptance. This is love, right? Love for yourself and that innocent little creature that's inside of you, which is you. Very funny how I said that. Like that is supported and loved for who you are. So be your vulnerable self, because that's in essence what people love about you, right? So being scared of showing that is like kind of being like, it's like when really beautiful people don't I get told this all the time by my mom. She's just like, oh, you should just feel nice and natural about your makeup. I'm not saying that I'm really beautiful, but it just triggered that in myself. But what I was going to say is, like, it's like when really beautiful people will be like, oh no, I need lashes, I need my brows done, I need this done, blah blah blah, when actually naturally they're like models, and you're like, what? Right? But we all have our own insecurities. But what I'm saying is, like, as a normal person who has flaws, you look at those people and you just think, like, you're fudging stunning, and you feel that way. Now, this is how every human being that loves you feels about you in regards to anything about you. When somebody loves you unconditionally in a soulmate level, they love all of that squishy, innocent stuff about you that makes you essentially the essence of you. And we all have that. No matter what level of kind of walls we put around us, we still have this squishy center that there's unconditional love from people around us all the time. I'm moving on to relationship. This definitely for September, I'm getting love vibes. I'm loving it. I definitely need some of that energy in my life. I am an Aries moon, so potentially this could be a little bit for me too. Ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So this is the heart. This is the relationship guidance advice in terms of what's going on in the energy in your relationships. Now, this is literally specifically love relationships. I am very much adamant that this is how I'm feeling that this layout is. It's a love relationship card, love reading, whatever. Ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation is basically saying have faith. But again, this is all down to your own spiritual belief. So again, lean on your own spiritual support. I am using the Archangel Michael cards. Michael is a massive lover. He is very supportive. He's a fighter, a protector. So if you need somebody to help guide you, he's definitely someone to reach out for if that is within your level of understanding and faith. But this card essentially means, you know, reach out and have faith in this situation. It does mean that there is something to see here in this situation that needs your kind of witness as well. Like, you need to see something that, again, it needs to change. It needs to change, and this is why you need to ask for help, because there's something here that needs to change, and perhaps you feel as though you're not sure what to do. So again, it's about leaning on your spiritual support. Now, this can be literal little angels in your life, people who, again, friends, family, who can help you see, again, things from a different perspective. So how my archetype works is that when I go to people for guidance, they don't give me the guidance that I need. I get the guidance from actually from myself, from me getting it out of myself and figuring things out for myself. I learned that like I've always done this. Like when I go to my dad, I'll literally talk, and I get a resolution just from me talking, right? That's again my archetype type on how I process things. And sometimes that is really helpful to just have discussions with people, again, who you trust. And again, they might have some little pockets of wisdom for you as well. I'm getting that there's just something that, again, to do with your trust and belief system that needs to have a little bit of an assessment. It's like really, so I'm going to use an example to what I mean to give it a little bit more clarity to what I'm meaning with this. It's as though you are struggling with something, right, in terms of relationship. Now, if you look at the fundamentals of your belief, so for example, if you believe in God, and God, what is your vision of God? So for some people, I'm going to use the LGBTQ community, right? There are Christians that are LGBTQ. However, if you go to the very, very traditional, well, it's not even traditional because it's modern tradition. It's what the modern teachings of today, of the last 100, 200, 300 years have been, that's create this toxic kind of environment for a lot of people in the LGBTQ community. However, there are Christians who still are, because they know that their teachings and their learnings and within their heart and their faith, that their God is love, literally embodiment of love. So their God doesn't embody hate, which again is placed upon them from maybe other people within that community, from priests, or whatever you call ministers, all within that community, because their teaching is wrong and not of the God that they believe in. Now, within Christianity, there's so many sub-religions within the same religion. If you are Christian, you understand that. I'm not, so I only have like inklings to this. And there are ones that are very against certain things. There are ones that are very pro this, and it's just all within the same faith. It's about finding where you are in there and your understanding and making your life choices with that, not with somebody else's understanding, and not with the fear of, again, what other people believe and what other people understand. This is your lifetime, not theirs. And again, in terms of relationships, I feel like you could miss out on something if you are not leaving an unhealthy situation. Now, to me, this card is like the devil card in tarot. So the devil card in tarot, everyone goes, oh my God, that's so scary, right? No. Specifically, if you are a Christian, a lot of Christians are they see something like someone's called Lucifer, and then, oh my God, why would someone give you that name? You must be the devil, all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, whatever, right? However, that's just an existence, a reality of people. This card actually, the devil card actually is a positive in saying it's time to really reassess your values, change your habits and bad ways of thinking, anything that's toxic to you or others, depending on the reading, obviously. But again, it's just a card about dropping habits and toxic things to us for the most part. This is, again, trying to leave an unhealthy situation is sometimes very much our own personal values. And now I'm not going around telling you that what you believe is not true, right? This is saying there's something in your belief system, again, that is being toxic to you. And I think why I'm touching on this religious side of things, and again, don't just think, oh, she's talking about Christianity, that's not it. This is a collective reading. It's about all religions. It's just I have a little bit more understanding with Christianity based on my upbringing to be able to mention that religion. I could mention other religions and I don't have a full understanding of it because, again, it's not my upbringing and stuff. So take what I'm saying as in applying it to yourself. As with any collective reading, you have to read the cards with me and apply it into your situation like that. This is saying that there's something like a value that needs to change within this. So using the Christianity thing, it's kind of like saying, again, realizing that what you believe is a true Christian is different. So it would be saying that, again, listen to your faith and lean on your guidance and think, what do you need to drop? Sometimes this is the consensus that someone else's belief is what you should believe. If you feel like you should believe something but you don't, you probably shouldn't be. And I feel like there's growth here for you. Now, I'm sorry I've touched on religion for so long. It's just what's coming through to me. Now, I just feel as though this is saying there's something in terms of relationship, in terms of love, that needs to be dropped away. That needs to be reassessed because it is, again, creating blockages for you. I have a reading over on TikTok that is essentially what I'm reading right now. So Aries, go check that out. It is for everybody, not just Aries, but it's very much this as well. And I can see that reading in this. I've literally just done it. Pay attention to your dreams. It's saying that you really should trust and follow your heart. You are being divinely guided. Like all of these cards are about being divinely guided as well, which is quite interesting in terms of heart and love. It's saying you need to trust. Over here we have eternal love, right? We're saying this is soulmate connection. This is love. This is great love for you. There's a lot of love around you. The pay attention to your dreams could be that you are literally dreaming of your person. Like you want them. If you're dreaming of someone, they're in your desire, they're in your circle. And you need to trust in yourself more is what I feel as well with this. And so this whole sort of thing is saying trust in yourself, right? Saying trust in your faith, in what you believe. It's time to drop and let go of anything toxic that aligns with that doesn't align with your belief system, right? You're letting go of that. And pay attention to your dreams and saying, look, we're trying to show you this is what you want. Now, a dream is a goal, it's an aspiration, it's a desire, it's a want. This is a dream, right? In terms of love, I feel as like you know what you want and what you desire. But something is in the way, and this is toxic to your relationships, and it's time for you to assess this for yourself and figure out what that means for you, and how you can work through that to again reach the potential. I'm going to go to the future card with this because I feel as though we're very much just stuck on there's a blockage here and something needs to change. So this is what I'm saying. Like over here, something in your way, there's a blockage in terms of love and relationships. This is your life's purpose. So this is saying that you're on the right path. This is on the right track. Again, with the heart, this is something you have to go through, and this is something you're facing for a reason, and it's being brought to your attention. Now, this is potential outcomes. It's saying you're meant to do this. You're meant to go. This also could be in terms of relationship. Go for it. This is meant for you, Aries. That's amazing. Shield yourself is saying stop worrying about the opinions of others, and it's time for you to realize that, again, other people's opinions are not yours, or other people's words and actions, again, shouldn't be affecting your life impactfully, that you're not living it. I do feel like this could be a blockage for you, is that there's something here. And the potential outcome is shield yourself from the outside world so that, again, what people say, if it's not in alignment with what you believe, it doesn't impact you in the way that you may be letting it be now in this vulnerability. This is in the column here, so okay, I'm going to do it like this for you. So positive thoughts create positive results. So we're saying that I feel here you're trying to just look on the positive side and not face reality. Saying have faith, lean on your faith, trust, and really kind of delve in deep in what your belief system is in regards to who you are and why you're suppressing what it is. Because this is your life purpose. You're supposed to be going through this. You're supposed to go for what is yours. The next column we have, you're vulnerable, you're innocent, you're this creature that deserves love and kindness from yourself. From yourself. I'm going to say that. That's exactly what this feels like, from yourself. So it's time to leave these unhealthy blockages, these unhealthy, I want to say values. I feel like it's something you've held on to as a value, but it's not. It's, again, a negative impacting thing. Again, it's time to let go of this toxicity and stop allowing the opinions of others. And this very much could be it. Like you're valuing the value. You are valuing the opinions of others way above your own. And again, this then in turn means way above your relationships and people that you love. Yeah. So by shielding yourself, the potential the outcome of, again, you coming out of that unhealthy way of thinking, of being, puts you in a way that you're shielded. It doesn't matter. You're owning who you are and what you want, that you're protected from the thoughts of others. We have this soulmate energy surrounded by love, paying attention to those dreams, your wants, your desires, your goals. What this leads to is your final two cards. Focus upon divine and perfect health and believe and trust. This is saying that by focusing on yourself, on what makes you feel good and what is going to bring value to your life because you're following your heart's desire, and believe and trust in, again, the good stuff. And I think I touched on that in the beginning, this good stuff. Now this card is very much saying that there is this awesome, favorable outcome for you. All of the things that you could dream of if you dared to dream here. It could really come true. You could have it all, but it means focusing again on self. When you're focusing on divine and perfect health, you're doing things that are in alignment with your value. You're doing things that, again, bring you happiness. And I want to say that the way that you're being now, and again, suppressing and just living, I want to say in the past, because I don't think you're living in the moment with it either. I feel like you're trying to pretend that you are living in the moment, but again, you're staying in this kind of stale, stagnant energy is how I'm going to have it. I don't know what the symbol means, but I'm holding it like this. What I do has purpose, I guess. And by staying in that, you make yourself unhealthy. It creates anxiety, it creates stress because you're not living your full potential, you're not living your purpose, and you are stopping yourself from what's on the other side of this. Right? This is what's good for you. This is free-flowing energy. This is life purpose. This is kind of flowing with life and growth and becoming a better person. You're choosing to just be the person that you are because for whatever reason, it's safe, it's comfortable, it's good enough. And when we think of how we are is good enough, it means we're settling for less. We're settling for something that just doesn't have risk to it. And when things don't have risk to it, it often means that it's not only boring, but there's more, honestly, there's more risk here. But when we're choosing to do things that don't have risk, we're telling the universe that we don't want to put in the effort to have something that is really great. We are happy to accept less than in every area of our life. And this impacts our health. It creates this kind of energy inside us. The cat is going to walk all the way across you. This energy inside us that manifests and festers to mean that you again become very, very vulnerable on the inside because your outside is not masking again your I was going to say your full potential, but it's like it's more than that in terms of big picture things. I feel like when you take a risk for yourself, Aries, and I really want to kind of, it's weird because Aries, naturally you are somebody who is a risk taker. Of all the signs, you are the ones that will do what you have to do to get to where you want to be. And I feel as though that you are really going against that in terms of relationship and heart. I can't understand why, because it feels as though it's external from yourself. And naturally, Aries, I do feel like as a sign, you are somebody who doesn't generally allow the external things to impact you. And this could be why there's this dynamic of stagnant stuff inside you. That again, I feel as though it could really be reflecting in your life as coming through as ailments, of illnesses, of sicknesses, of something. And to me, it is based on anxiety of you pretending that where you are right now is where you want to be. And again, preventing yourself. I do feel like it's a prevention of self, but because of maybe other people here. Apply it how you will, and I hope this makes sense to you, Aries. It's very kind of deep for you. I am going to pull one more card for you. I feel like there's more here. I'm not getting it through. This one card is going to help me for you. Sense of humor. You need to look, definitely go check that TikTok video because this is all in it. Pretty much. It's only a 10-minute overall reading, but it just resonates so much with this reading. So definitely head over there. I think it's still Ravenstone Insights. Sense of humor is basically saying look at your situation from a more light-hearted perception. I can't say the word now. You know what I mean, though. The different perspective is what I'm saying. More lighthearted, but it's also about realizing that again, there's a lot of fun here. There's a lot of joy and happiness here for you. If you start focusing on that and not on the negative, this is what the positive thoughts create positive results. What it means by that, it's not faking or pretending. It's by realizing, allowing them positive thoughts to win. So for example, in terms of relationship, I love this person. No matter what we go through together, if we had each other, that's enough. That's a really positive thought. So again, if that resonates with you and that's true, by then embracing that, looking at it from that perspective, which is a positive perspective, a loving perspective, that helps. Again, if you are then, let me give you an opposite to this on where your mind actually probably is. It's like, if I just keep on being loving and in this moment and not change how I'm being, that person will feel and come to terms with what I'm offering, and then we will be okay for now. But again, you are separating yourself. You are not in this eternal love. You are not being unconditional. You're not loving unconditionally in that. You're loving conditionally. And I feel like there's an imbalance here. If you looking at things from a different perspective, there's an imbalance of love in the terms of perhaps you are just not giving your whole self because something to do with others is in the way. This. Shield yourself from others. Go for what's yours, because you only have this lifetime to experience this lifetime, and you can sabotage that. That's what I'm seeing here. Sorry to say that, Aries. It's right here. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment below, subscribe to my channel, head over to TikTok and watch that video, Aries, because this, I can see that being very, very relevant to you specifically based on this reading here. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you like this reading. I'll see you next month.